So the role of a petit jury is quite different from that of a grand jury. It's defined as a body of persons selected to decide a verdict in a legal case based on the evidence presented after being given instructions on the applicable law, also called a petit jury or a trial jury. Now, unlike a grand jury, a petit jury or trial jury is known as the trier of facts. Their job is to look at the facts of the case and ultimately render a verdict. Yes, the judge will give instructions on the applicable law, but ultimately, the fate of the case rests in the hands of those men and women on the jury. Now, while the law is important, it is up to the jury to seek justice for both parties in the case. This is why the Bill of Rights protects a person's right to a jury trial in both criminal and civil cases. From the Sixth Amendment, we find, in all criminal prosecutions, the accused shall enjoy the right to a speedy and public trial by an impartial jury of the state and district wherein the crime shall have been committed. If you are accused of a crime, you have the right to a trial. Said trial must not only be speedy and public, but by an impartial jury made up of people where the crime was committed. Notice, the accused is not tried by a judge or the prosecutor, but by the jury. The prosecution and the defense both bring forth their evidence. The judge oversees the process to make sure it's fair and impartial, but it's the jury that is trying the case, testing the facts, and ultimately making the decision about the accused's guilt, though not all cases are criminal. From the Seventh Amendment we read, in all suits at common law, where the value in controversy shall exceed $20, the right of trial by jury shall be preserved. Should you be involved in a lawsuit, whether you are the plaintiff or the respondent, you have a right to a trial by jury as long as the value in question is greater than $20. This means that if you sue someone or are sued by someone, you have a right to have that case heard and determined not by a judge, but by a jury. There is one other point about juries in the Seventh Amendment. And no fact tried by a jury shall be otherwise re-examined in any court of the United States than according to the rules of the common law. That means, win or lose, there is limited opportunity to re-examine the facts tried by a jury. Now, that's not to say there aren't any ways to appeal a jury decision, but they are limited by the rules of common law. What is common law? Well, most people define common law as the law established by court decisions rather than by statutes enacted by legislatures. There's a fundamental flaw with that sense of the phrase, though, at least in the United States. The Constitution states in Article 1, Section 1, all legislative power herein granted shall be vested in a Congress of the United States. All legislative, all lawmaking power is vested in Congress. So it's impossible for a court to establish law, which means the second sense of the phrase common law is more applicable here in the United States. The law of England, adopted by its territories and colonies, including the United States at the time of its formation. The basis of English common law was custom and court decisions, which means the rules by which a jury decision in a civil case can be appealed are found in that common law, and that is the limit of its power.